Hey Sybil, what are you doing?
I have to rewrite my English paper, Carson. My professor has already taken off 20 points, so the highest grade I can get is a B.
That's a fine kettle of fish, Sybil. I suspect that your professor may be a member of a terrorist cell, an anarchist, or maybe even a Tea Party conservative. We should go on strike, or have a sit-in. On second thought, let's sign a petition, and refuse to learn anything until this situation is corrected.
Golly gumdrops, Carson, it's not that big a deal. I wrote most of the paper myself. And no one really even understands what they mean by academic integrity.
Well, if that doesn't just take the biscuit, Sybil. You really don't know what academic integrity means? Listen, it's this simple. Integrity, according to the dictionary, means firm adherence to a code of moral or artistic values, so academic integrity just means being completely honest about your work. Whatever is supposed to be yours has to be completely yours, and if it's someone else's, you need to cite that person. You also can't lie or misrepresent any information, and you can't share things that belong to other people without their permission.
But Carson, I did the work myself. I read all the material, and developed my own arguments. Crikey, I just don't understand why I'm allowed to write exactly what someone else wrote if I cite that person, but if I don't put it in quotes, I have to use different words. I don't see the point of rewriting someone else's ideas if they already said it clearer.
Don't get in a flap, Sybil, because you are missing the point about why you do research. Don't you remember what our librarians Mrs. Hulse and Mr. Musco have told us? The whole reason for collecting information and ideas is first and foremost, to deepen your understanding. When you rewrite information or an idea by paraphrasing, you show that you understand it. And you have to add the citation to show whose idea it was, and to support your argument by showing that that person is reliable. But there's a third part. When you line up all those facts, the background, and other people's view of the subject, you're supposed to do some critical analysis of all of it. You are asking yourself, is this theory reasonable? Do the experts agree? How do you interpret everything you just talked about? And that, mate, is what we call critical thinking. Do that, Miss Sybil, and you'll be fit as a flea.
It sounds obvious when you say it, Carson, but it's not always clear what to cite and what not to cite.
A great many students, my friend Sybil, find themselves in situations like yours. Let me try to explain. Imagine this situation. Crawley here is writing an essay analyzing some of the social changes after World War I.
World War I, the first truly global war, lasted 4 years. Do I need to cite my source here?
Well, Sybil, what do you say? Does he need to add a citation?
I guess so, Carson, because he must have read it somewhere.
Surely that's true, Sybil, but these are also facts that lots of people know. It was called a world war because it was global, and 4 years just comes from subtracting 1914 from 1918. Crawley may have had to look these facts up, but they are considered common knowledge. No citation needed. How about this one?
The war effort allowed many more women than ever before in modern history to feel independent as they earned a living outside the home.
Any citation here?
Well, Carson, I guess it depends. If it is his conclusion from reading statements from women at the time, then no, because it's his own idea. But if someone else drew the conclusion in something he read, then he has to cite that person.
Bully, Sybil, bully for you. You are starting to see gray between the black and white. How about this?
During the war, women entered the workforce in new ways.
Direct quote, definite citation, Carson. And, with quotation marks.
Smashing, Sybil, you are right again. But there's a problem. Why would Crawley bother to use the original quotation? You only copy direct quotes when something is so outstandingly brilliantly stated, that a paraphrase can't do it justice. This quote is boring, pale, uninteresting. To me, Crawley may know when to cite, but doesn't know when a direct quote is worthwhile.
I see what you mean, Carson. That quote is not worth using.
Right you are, Sybil. But let's change course a little, and look at something that confuses students. When to collaborate with someone or not. Consider Lady Mary here.
Hey Branson, I'm working on our calculus problem set. Wanna work on it together?
Sorry, Lady Mary. It's cheating, innit? And I don't want to risk my grade.
Branson, how can people working together be cheating? Working is hunky-dory. People get paid for working.
Simple, Lady Mary. We are being graded individually on solving the problems, so if we work together the results are not mine or yours, but we are each turning them in as if they were. That's cheating. Bank closed.
Branson, I am gutted. Utterly gutted. But I can't stop loving you.
Wow, Carson, you're opening my eyes. I never thought of it like that before, but what if it is all your own work, and you just use it for another class? Like this essay I wrote for English that I'm turning in for humanities. That's all right, isn't it?
That's proper cheeky, Sybil. It may not be plagiarism, but it is dishonest. If you have work required for a course, you have to actually do the work as part of the class. If you already did it for another class, you are misrepresenting the work, which is the same as lying. So that would be awfully dodgy, my dear. Watch this to see what can happen when people lie, mate.
Hey Professor Bates, you wanted to talk to me?
Right you are, Molesley. I'm a little concerned about that extension you asked for on your last paper, when your hard drive crashed, and you lost everything.
Yes, Professor Bates. And that cost me 50 quid to get repaired. But I did turn in the paper 2 days later.
And I enjoyed reading it. Only problem is that I saw that on the night your hard drive crashed, you tweeted that you were catching up on old episodes of Mad Men. This conflict of information indicates academic dishonesty. Unless you can give me a reasonable explanation, I will have to give you a 0. Is there anything you need to tell me?
Well, well. Uncomfortable pause. Well, Professor, stranger things happen at sea. Innit, huh?
Righto, Molesley. 0 it is. That's your lot then. See you in class.
I get it, Carson. A lie is a lie is a lie.
Because Sybil, it was a lie that gave young Molesley here an advantage over other students who had to get their work done with less time. So, what do you say about academic integrity now?
Blimey, Carson, I guess it's stuff I really knew all along. Oh my, look at the time, I've got to dash. Onward to the breach?
Keen as mustard, Sybil.